Hey guys, this is Deanna.
Hey, I'm Brett. Welcome back to Hard Lessons.
Episode
5.
5?
Yeah.
Awesome. I've already lost track of everything.
And they said it wouldn't last.
Here we are.
And here we are.
How many listens have we got?
Guys, we have 113.
113? Last time you told me, I thought it was just at 100.
It was. Last week it was at 95.
95?
I know that from 95 to 113 doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 18 more people that have listened that hadn't yet.
So that's 18 different people. So this is 113 different
Total people. Yeah, it's not me listening 113 times to every episode. Is
that they've listened to all or at least one of the episodes?
Right.
Okay, so
113 people have listened to you and I talk
at least once in our episodes.
And
woo, I feel famous.
And
yeah,
it's not just our friends and our family here local.
Mm-hmm.
We have a listener in Australia.
Whoa.
We have a listener in Canada.
We are internationally known.
We have listeners in England. People that we will never ever meet hear us talking.
Oh my gosh.
No.
We can sound as stupid or as smart as we want to, and it doesn't matter.
Well, I'll be the stupid, you be the smart, Miss College Girl.
Oh yeah, right.
So, how was your week?
Tad challenging, but it's over. So now on for a relaxing weekend because we're gonna go watch The Nun 2.
Yes,
I'm so excited.
I have been waiting since January for this movie, and we're going this afternoon to see it.
It better scare the bejeebies out of me. So next week, we'll give you a little preview in case those people out there like to watch those scary shows like that. I'll give you a review of it.
No spoiler alerts, but we'll let you know.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about it except it has a nun in it, and there we go.
Exactly.
All right, so last week we drew a cryptid.
We did.
So, all right, student, you have been increasingly getting better in your grades.
Speaking of that,
so
last week you forgot to give me a grade on the Stay Family Massacre.
On the Stay Family Massacre, I would probably give you a really high B+. So you're looking at an 88, 89.
Hey, sweet, I'll take it.
Only for the fact, I'm I like details.
Right.
So, and so maybe I shouldn't grade you on that aspect because, that's just me.
I hear you. Well, before we get into our cryptid today, spoiler alert, I don't have one cryptid to tell you about. I don't have 2 cryptids to tell you about.
Okay.
I have 3 cryptids to tell you about.
3 cryptids.
And we're going international.
Whoa, on all 3 of them or just one?
All 3 of them. They're all 3 from the same country.
Okay, so refresh my brain cells here, or whatever you want to call it. Refresh my brain. What is a cryptid?
Well, before we get into that, because I did write down the definition.
Okay, I'm jumping the gun again as par.
Remember, our first segment is The More You Know. My little fun fact I give out every week.
Okay.
So
maybe I need an outline. You need to make me an outline of what's going to happen.
Maybe so. Today's fun fact is going to be in geography.
Okay.
The highest point in Pennsylvania, Mount Davis, 3,213 feet.
Hey, did you know there was a Mount Davis here in Texas?
I did.
So, okay, I'm glad you pointed out that it was Pennsylvania, because I would have been thinking Texas.
The highest point in Pennsylvania, no, you're good. Mount Davis, 3,213 feet, is lower than the lowest point in Colorado. And I'm going to butcher the name of this, but it's the Erie River near the Nebraska-Kansas border in eastern Colorado, and it's at 3,317 feet.
Okay, you're going to have to repeat this. So Mount Davis is 3,000...
213 feet. It's the highest point in Pennsylvania.
Okay, so 3,214 above.
Yeah.
Above, okay.
The lowest point in Colorado, and again, I'm sorry on the pronunciation of this, Arikare River, Arikaree,
Okay.
is 3,317 feet. So the lowest point in Colorado is still higher than the highest point in Pennsylvania.
That is insane to like really look at it. If you could see pictures of it.
Oh, yeah.
It would be like, I know y'all can't see this, but like the mountain in Davis is still
shorter than the river.
So it is like, that is weird. How does that even happen? Just because of the elevation weirdness, or like
Hills and valleys and
I'm gonna have to look
creation
this up because that's blowing my mind. Like literally, how does this happen?
And speaking of minds being blown, mine is totally gone, because when I saw this fact, I immediately thought of our friend Tracy in Pennsylvania, and I messaged her and said, hey, we're going to have a Pennsylvania fun fact this week. So, hey, Tracy.
Hey, never talked to you, but hey.
So, moving on. So, cryptids.
So what did Tracy say about it?
Anything? She doesn't know yet. I couldn't tell her. She has to hear it on the podcast.
Okay. I thought you meant you asked her
if it was true
or
no.
So this is the one that literally has two different counties, like one in the front, one in the back? No.
Not just two different counties, two different states. You walk in the front door of her house, you're in Pennsylvania. You walk out the back door of her house, you're in Delaware.
I would never walk out my back door.
But that's where her pool is.
I would put it in the front yard. Or technically, if they had state taxes, which one is the cheapest?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's why I was going that direction. Like, that's just insane. So, Tracy, I need to know, how does the taxes work for this?
She told me she had 2 deeds for her house.
Exactly. Like, what happens? I don't understand this concept.
But we've never discussed the taxes. Like, that's I never thought about that.
Yeah, like, is there state
and Delaware
and local taxes? Like, yes, please, Tracy, contact Brettley and tell him all about the tax situation. Not like in detail, but how does it work?
I want detail. How much do you pay? No, I'm just
kidding.
You goober. It's a joke. Okay, so cryptids are defined as animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but whose present existence is disputed or unsubstantiated by science. So they may exist, they may not exist. Nobody's ever seen them to prove it, but they haven't seen them to not prove it.
So I know almost like the X-Files.
The truth is out there.
Yes. So they may be there, but they may not be there. But people believe in them, and then there's people like me that thinks that they're just totally dumb.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then knowing your love for attention to details, with cryptozoologists being in the definition of cryptids, I thought she's going to ask what a cryptozoologist is.
Are these the people that run around pretending like these things exist, or trying to prove that they exist?
Well, according to dictionary.com, cryptozoology is a pseudoscience which primarily looks at anecdotal stories and other claims rejected by the scientific community.
Okay, you dropped my interest with this cryptologist, zoologist, whatever the crap you just said, at pseudo.
I know, it's a fake science, but...
It is. So it's a made-up department in the cryptology. It's an area thing.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of? Do these people get paid?
Sure.
By who?
I'm sure there's some rich businessman, tycoon.
Needing a tax write-off, so they're just like...
You know, I'm thinking of...
yeah?
Mm-hmm.
A person?
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking of a person that would just...
Tesla owner.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, totally.
Now I totally went blank too. Oh my gosh. We're sorry, Tesla dude.
Who in the world told us to start a podcast?
You did?
Shh. Words, man.
Oh my gosh, I just had it again. Anyway, we'll
So-
think of it like midway, and then we'll be like, that dude.
He was on Big Bang Theory.
He's on Big Bang Theory.
He owns Twitter, which is now X.
Yes.
His name is...
Hey, producer dude back there. Who is the person with Tesla? Elon Musk.
I knew it'd
Thank
come
you.
to me.
Thank you, producer dude.
Thanks, producer Ryan.
By the way,
Okay.
we actually have a producer. He just got voluntold.
So, with today's cryptids, we're going to take a little trip.
Yes! Adventure! Ow! Back on my bag.
And we mentioned our future brother-in-law last week.
Robert?
So we are going to Scotland.
To his homeland. Which, Robert, I hope one day I get to visit just because, you know, I have DNA back to Scotland. Anyway, let's go.
Let's go. So, Scottish mythology tells of many supernatural creatures that roamed the land.
Okay.
For millennia, tales of these beasts have been preserved via storytelling, passing the legacy by word onto successive generations over centuries. Nowadays, such myths have been cemented in writing, offering a more concrete view of the tales of our ancestors have shared.
Okay, so I'm processing all of this.
Sure.
Okay. I'm picturing like people telling these tales, and women are sitting there making tapestries of these stories.
Yeah, sitting around the
And-
campfire. And,
Yes, or in their, houses or whatever they call them. Yep. Okay. I got you.
Celtic, and I had to reach out to Baby Sis and Robert on that because I was like, okay, so I know the Boston Celtics is a basketball team, but when you're talking about the language, is it Celtic or Celtic?
I told you that.
It's a hard K. Celtic.
Okay, Celtic.
Celtic may be thought of as describing a spectrum of cultures that share similar languages, beliefs, and traditions. So you may find variants of these myths from multiple different sources. So
Okay, so it's based on one thing, but it may be told in a different version.
right, because there's a
Okay.
Scottish Celtic
Oh.
and there's an Irish Celtic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes
So-
sense.
So let's discover more about some of these.
Okay, where am I packing my bags to go to first?
Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland. Where at in Scotland?
Scotland. All over. Just everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So
So,
our-
it's not a specific area.
Our first cryptid is the Wolver.
Okay.
Wulver. Wolver. I'm sure there is a better pronunciation for that. Robert, let me know.
You know what would be cool?
What would-
This is just a side note. Not that he would ever really do this, but that would be so cool to have him like explain if he's heard one of these and like how it was told to him.
That would be cool. Like having on
A
air?
visitor? Yeah,
On
and
air?
on air. Yeah.
Live?
Yes.
Robert? Y'all coming back to Texas soon?
Well, our part of Texas.
Yeah, they were just here.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry
week.
about that side note.
No, you're good.
That squirrel has landed.
The Wolver is a humanoid wolf creature connected to the folklore of Shetland.
Oh,
So
that's
we're
a
up.
little island.
Remember that
off
show we used to
of-
watch? Shetland?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Anyway, go ahead.
Unlike the typical ferocity associated with werewolves,
Okay.
the Wolver was a benevolent creature.
So it was more on the kind side.
Known to help the downtrodden.
Oh.
Often seen fishing, the wolver would place free fish on the windowsills of poor families to save them from starvation. Unlike werewolves, the wolver was never human to begin with.
Oh.
According to ancient, so would it be Celts or Celts? Celts.
Well, if it's a hard K, it would always be a
Hard
Celt.
K. According to the ancient Celts, they believed he evolved from wolves and represented an in-between stage of evolution between wolf and man. So he's just out there helping folks.
Okay. So when did that one begin? Does it tell you like
That's all it told me, what I just read to you.
what century? What? Okay. Well, that's poo. I want to know how far back that goes.
Yeah, well, there's Google.
Yes, but as the researcher,
Yeah.
I would have thought that the researcher would have
Well,
researched that part. But that's okay. I mean, this is a learning aspect, so
absolutely.
you know.
Okay, so the next one, I was supposed to have reached out for pronunciation help on. So I'm probably just going to use the American term for it.
Okay.
The dog fairy.
The dog fairy.
Gaelic, I'm going to attempt it. In Gaelic, it's called the Cusith. Cusith.
Cusith?
Cusith.
I don't know.
Described as being as large as a small cow with a distinctly shaggy coat of fur. The Cusith is a mythical hound that was said to roam the Scottish Highland moors. A lethal hunter, it was said that the beast could stalk its prey in total silence without being detected. When it did emit a sound, it produced 3 chilling to the bone barks that were audible for miles. Those who heard the noise had until the 3rd bark to reach safety, or they would die in fear.
Guess what?
What's that?
That is actually a Sherlock Holmes book,
The
Hound
Baskerville?
of the Baskerville. Because that's exactly what it was based off of. It was like, if you start hearing that guttural, whatever, hound sound, then you had X amount of time to get into safety.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
See, I read, that's actually, I mean, because I wasn't much of a reader. You see the type of research I do now. I wasn't much of a reader back in school either. And so, but that is one of the books that I read. And I apparently didn't read it too well because I didn't put the two together when I was researching this.
As soon as you started talking, that's what piqued my interest.
Cool. Awesome.
But it's not real.
I don't, it may be. Just because
Maybe it lives down below the peak.
because nobody's ever seen it. How do people end up just dead in the woods? Well, they just go out there just to die? This dog scared them to death.
Okay.
Who goes out into the moors anyway?
People that have to.
Oh, okay. Here's another one.
Moving on.
Moving on. Here's another one that I'm going to mess up on. Will o' the Wisps, or in Gaelic, Gaive. Tian Baroche, T-E-I-N-E B-I-O-R-A-C-H.
Baroche.
Tien Baroche.
Yeah, whatever. Baroche.
Otherwise known, and I probably should have just stuck with this, sharp fire.
Okay.
That's kind of a Brett term right there, just quick, short, and to the point.
Okay.
These are spirits that manifest as ghostly flames in the dead of the night in outdoor areas like bogs and marshes. Could you imagine just you and your buddies, you're out there camping, there's a bog or a marsh around, which I'm assuming is like a little lake or whatever. Kinda. Just give it to me.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, out over the lake, you see these little demon flames pop up. I'd be out there so fast it'd be like, wasn't Brett with us?
Okay, so these little flame flickering flying things.
Flame flickering flying. TM, we're putting that on a shirt. Flame flickering flying.
Now I can see them. Little flame flickering flying things.
Laney, we need some shirts. Flame flickering flying.
Yes. Can see them, can't you?
Absolutely.
Little pieces of flying flame.
Flying, flickering. Like that time our shower caught on fire because of that candle.
Yep. Flickering
That flying, flickering flame flew over to the shower.
Ooh.
Okay, so you was going to say flying, flickering flame.
That was it. I mean, I could just literally picture these little flickering flying flames out in the middle of like a forest or a bog. Either it's being good or bad. I mean, I don't know.
That's very true.
Leading you to good things or bad things.
Let's see.
Okay.
It is often said that their presence is the result of evil spirits who wish to lead unsuspecting travelers off the correct path and into harmful positions, using their light in the darkness to lure them in. Some describe them as mischievous spirits of the dead, or even, and anybody that knows she's going to love this next part, or even gnomes.
Gnomes. Dude.
Teacher loves her some gnomes.
Because they're like little tiny people.
They're so mischievous, though.
Ooh, never mind.
What?
Anyway.
That's why you like them? Because they're short and mischievous?
No,
like you.
I was just thinking, ooh, it's kind of like interrelated, like gnomes and these little
flying, flickering
flames off to misguide people for fun.
Yeah.
They gotta have some entertainment somehow.
Absolutely. And their eerie and typically blue, not always, but typically blue flame spans multiple different cultures.
So are they always blue?
Typically, not always.
So actually in a flame, blue is the hottest.
So these are hot, flickering flames.
Yeah, they are. Ooh, you hottie. Flickering.
So.
You blue flying flickering flame.
Now I know everybody was expecting me to talk about Nessie.
Yes. Okay. I have a
Question?
Go back to the flying flickering flames.
Okay.
Here. Did you know those were in the movie Brave? The wisps. Because when you told the word wisps in that part that she has gotten mad at her mom and left.
Yeah.
And she's out and about, and the wisps are guiding her to that quote unquote witch's house. But they're not blue. Right. I don't remember them being blue, but they could be. But that's exactly what I was thinking, because they were guiding her off to mischievous journey that led her there, and she was, misguided into that whole thing.
True.
So
that's excellent.
So then with your cryptid things, I was thinking, was that a cryptid? That the people turning into bears, and is that one of those little folk tales? Okay.
Yeah.
Could that fall into the cryptid?
It could easily.
Category?
Absolutely. A lot of the cryptids come from folklore.
Okay.
And all. And there are so many more in Scotland.
Just based in Scotland.
Yeah, oh my gosh! Like the article that I read, which I don't have a bibliography for you this week, teacher, because I forgot to write it down.
That's points off.
But the article I read listed more than 17 different ones. I just chose 3 because that's how I research. But yeah, so I mean, we could stay in Scotland for a while on cryptids.
Ooh.
I'd eventually like to go around the world, like how eerie Japan is. Could you imagine what kind of cryptids they come up with? Or
Is like the grudge thing part of that cryptid, or is that be like more of a spooky?
that'd be more of a paranormal thing, because cryptids are typically animal-like.
Animals, dude, that would be cool though.
Heck yeah.
So it's like a cryptid around the world.
Cryptid around the world. There was even one of the websites that I was researching and using list cryptids from every state in the United States. So, there's at least 50 episodes right there. And then we could leave the borders and go around the world.
Ooh, what was the one in Texas?
I didn't get that far.
The greatest state in the United States. Continental.
You have to say it right, okay? Because
Continental United States.
there was a guy that I used to work with that moved here from Washington State.
Yeah, but they don't count.
I was training him one day, and I asked him, I was like, so what brought you from all the way up in Washington State to Texas? And he got so serious, he took his hat off, and he said, because Texas is the greatest state in the Union. So that's how you got to say it. Texas is the greatest state in the Union.
Okay, but does he realize, does he know Texas history?
Well, probably not. I mean,
okay, because I'm like...
You remember Martin.
Well, I had the wrong person then, because I'm like, but we haven't always been part of the Union.
Right.
So I automatically would have said, ooh, time out, dude. Time out. But that's a whole different subject that I don't want to, irritate anybody with, that we haven't always been part of the Union.
Right. So
Confederate. But not every believed that way. But we were Confederate.
that could be a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory? No, that's history. That's facts.
Okay, well, that's a different subject.
Yeah, that's a totally different subject that I would probably misquote or something. I want people on my back about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have a favorite of your cryptids that you did, because I could relate each one of those back to something. The Wolver actually interests me because I want to see what it supposedly looks like. It's a wolf, supposedly human, but not human, so it's more wolf, but doesn't act like a crazy, scary wolf.
Never was a human. He evolved from a wolf.
Yes,
with human
but I thought you said with human-like. Oh, so it's a personification. It has human-like characteristics.
That's right.
See, I didn't catch that part, because he goes around and helps the people that need help.
Absolutely. The downtrodden.
The downtrodden.
I wonder if that's like a Scottish thing. You very seldom hear anybody call, like in the United States, somebody that's going through a hard time. You don't very seldom hear them use the term downtrodden anymore.
I think it is British. Maybe so. It's in that area. I don't know.
Sure.
The Hound of the Baskerville. That's what I'm going to call it, because that is...
The coochie? No.
The coochie.
No, the coochie.
That's a totally different aspect. Podcast, inappropriately.
The Cooseth.
The Cooseth. I really hope Robert says, dude, that is not how you pronounce it. It's actually this.
It's definitely not coochie.
No, yeah, it's not a coochie, and I'm pretty sure that is just urban slang. However, I could so see this crazy wild dog thing running around attacking people.
Yeah.
But whatever. And then, of course, Brave with the wisps.
We're going to have to watch Brave now. I haven't seen that in years. That's one of my
favorites. Producer dude, Ryan, has not seen Brave. So that is on our to-watch list.
He's fired as producer until he watches it.
No, he's not.
Okay.
It's a volunteer position that he just found out he had. You're welcome, Ryan. He's our fact checker. Because he's the one who found the name Elon Musk that totally escaped our brain.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So with my limited research, but I mean, I did give you the definition of cryptozoology.
Yes.
What's my grade this week, Teach?
Yes.
Please be passing. Please be passing.
Well, I wouldn't fail you on anything unless you just told me the title of something, and then I was just supposed to make up a total thing, which I really could. I could really tell you a whole story about all this stuff.
Oh, dude. It may none of it be true, but...
Yeah, probably not any of it true, but I could, like, really tell a tale.
Tell a tale.
Yeah,
Spin a story.
Yeah, like, whatever comes to my mind. That would be kind of cool to do one time.
It would be. One of my favorite podcasts, and That's Why We Drink, hosted by Christine and Em. Great show. Go give them a listen.
Dude, I really want to see you in person.
Yes. Reach out to us. Maybe we'll do a show together.
Hint, hint.
Anyhow.
I would drink with you.
Christine does the true crime stories.
Okay.
Em does more of the paranormal, the cryptid.
So, awesome.
Yeah, so you get 2 stories each episode. And last Christmas or the Christmas before, Christine was going in depth about this string of burglaries that had happened one year. I believe it was in Montana is what she said. But and they were all done Christmas Eve. And just people were gone to church or they were gone to family's house and got home and their Christmas trees were gone. And
It's like the freaking Grinch.
she was telling the Grinch, but in a true crime story. It was great.
Oh my gosh.
It was awesome. Yeah. So tell us about making up a story. She totally went with the Grinch, but told it from a true crime perspective.
I could not have done it that way. That is ingenious.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So anyway, back to what grade?
Back to your grade, I would I have to really think about this one. I would say C+ to a B.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't get a bibliography.
Right, and it really wasn't more of that. That was just to keep us on the these weren't yours.
Right.
The information gathered wasn't yours. More of what century did this come from? Was there anybody really give their account of it?
Well, my thinking of doing it this way is a lot like episode 1 with Savory Feast, where we talked about last meals. And I didn't go into depth with their crimes and stuff. And I said I'm not going to do that because you may see them come back later in an episode.
Oh.
So I wanted to get these names out there and get you to thinking about them, let you know that they are there, and then come back later whenever I do another cryptid and go in do just one full story on the dog fairy, the Kusith.
Yeah, so after you know how to pronounce it, and maybe get Robert's perspective on it. Maybe he's heard about it.
Robert.
You are smart. Okay, so you've got to be.
Okay,
for
cool.
Thinking ahead for future ideas.
Would it shock you at all to know I just made that part up right here and right now? I mean, I didn't, but wouldn't that be cool? I'd be almost like Christine writing The Grinch as a true crime story. I just thought right on the spot. Just
right
bam.
On the spot.
Fast thinking.
Wow. So how did she pick Minnesota? Or Montana?
Montana, she said she just picked somewhere that was cold.
Oh, smarty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I get it. Awesome job,
I got a
dude.
B. Cool.
Yeah, at least a B.
All right, let's draw for next week's.
I'm
hoping it's paranormal. We haven't done paranormal yet.
Paranormal! Sweet! I can't wait because that is another aspect where I could just totally dog the crap out of it because I don't believe.
Well, and also I know our friend, I think we mentioned him here before, Dose.
Dose, the aura reader?
Yes, amazing man.
He is awesome. I miss Dose.
I do too. We need to hang out, buddy.
Yeah, and we'll go into why he's called Dose.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more later, but
I literally think we are the only two that call him that.
we have authority.
We have authority?
Written authority.
Oh, written authority from him, yes.
Yeah. But he was like, man, I cannot wait till y'all draw paranormal. Well, your wait is over, buddy. Just one more week.
One more week. Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
So, okay, now I'm like really thinking paranormal. It's not going to be on like the Hollywood hyped up versions of paranormal, is it? Like real accounts of
real accounts. Real accounts. I've already got like subjects picked out for like whatever you draw.
Oh, okay.
And so I will give a hint about next week's.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever heard of it before.
Okay, that doesn't mean much, but okay.
And we're going international again.
International, like, so that could be anywhere. Okay, gotcha.
Do I need to narrow it down a little bit?
Well, it's pretty vague, so whatever you talk about will be very interesting to me.
We're going to Canada.
Okay. Again, that's vague, but okay. I'm okay with whatever. I'm
Nova
just here
Scotia.
to listen. Nova Scotia.
Didn't your mom used to live in Nova Scotia?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or was it Newfoundland? So if any of my brothers actually listen to this,
Hey, Robert. Hey, Danny. Hey, Shane.
remind me of where it was. I keep thinking Nova Scotia, but I don't know.
I think
It was before me.
It was before you. It was
So-
PD,
Yeah.
pre-Deanna.
Yeah. So that is absolutely a Robert or a Danny.
Oh, one last thing before we go.
Okay.
We are going to add to the list.
So exciting.
I brought this subject up to Deanna, and I barely even got the sentence out of my mouth, and she was like, oh my God, yes, oh my God, yes, oh my God, yes. So, we are going to add the category of dark Hollywood.
Love it.
Go behind the scenes of some of your favorite movies, some of your favorite TV shows, some of your favorite actors.
Ooh, because there's several that is like, that series of movies or shows is not haunted. What's the word? Cursed.
Cursed. Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
yep.
we will be adding that to the mix starting next week with next week's drawing.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
Thanks for listening, classmates. Have a great week.
Bye. Class is dismissed. I need a bell or something. A ding ding.
We say that every week.
We do. Maybe we'll get one in the mail. Surprise. Anyway, bye guys.